So with these problems, we are practicing adding polynomials. For the first one here, we have 5x squared minus 3 plus 8x squared minus 1. So the first step we talked about yesterday was to write it out without the exponent, or without the parentheses. So 5x to the second minus 3 plus 8x to the second minus 1. Now that we've written this out, we can identify the like terms. How many x squareds are there? Well, there are, let's see, there are 5x squareds here and 8x squareds there. And we have, for the constants, negative 3 here and negative 1 there. You guys can underline using multiple times or whatever. I have colors, so. And then combining them all, we've got 5x squared and 8x squared adds up to, you've got 13x squareds altogether. And then negative 3 and negative 1 will combine to make negative 4. And notice how we have written this in decreasing order of degree. The second degree is highest, so that's first, and then the 0 degree is smallest, so that's last. And for number 2, same thing. I'm going to write this out without the parentheses. 7y squared plus 2y minus 6 plus 3y squared minus 11y minus 8. Alright, so I want to identify the like terms next. So let's see, I've got, look for my y squares, my highest degree. Oops, let's see, make that green. I've got 7y squareds there, 3y squareds there. For my y's, I've got 2y's here, negative 11y's there. And for my constants, I've got negative 6 here and negative 8 there. So when I combine these, I've got negative 7y squareds here, and positive 3y squareds there. 7y squareds, positive 3y squareds adds up to 10y squareds. I've got positive 2y's here, negative 3y's there. That will combine to make negative 9y. And I have negative 6 here, negative 8 there. It's like negative 6 plus negative 8 makes negative 14. Again, notice how I've written this in decreasing order of degree. Second degree, first degree, 0 degree. Make sure you get these correct, fix them on your sheets, and when you're all done, you can put them all in the same direction inside the turn-in section of your folder. And then I'm going to ask you to pause this, and then next I'm going to play the notes for today, which will be a few problems. So yesterday we worked on adding polynomials. Today we're going to look at subtracting. And we're going to follow the same steps. There's just really one key difference when we subtract. So the first step yesterday was we wrote this out without the parentheses. But when we do it with subtraction, notice this negative, right? There's a negative outside of this parentheses. So what we're going to do is, this is like a negative 1 here. It's like a negative 1 right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to distribute negative 1 to everything inside the parentheses, just like we've done before. We did it with 2 terms. It's the same thing with 3 terms. It doesn't change how we do it. So let's evaluate this without the parentheses. So the first part here will stay the same because we're not distributing anything. So it's just 4n squared plus 5. And when we do this, we do negative 1 times negative 2 with an n squared makes positive 2n squared. We do negative 1 times positive 2n is negative 2n. And then we've got negative 1 times negative 4 makes positive 4. And then from here, it's the same thing we did yesterday, where we locate the like terms and then combine them. So looking for the n squares, the highest degree, we've got 4n squareds there, 2n squareds here. We have the next highest degree would be 1, so we've got negative 2n's there, and that's all we have for that. And then for the constants, we have positive 5 there, positive 4 there. Now we can just go about combining them. So we've got 4n squareds here, 2n squareds there, makes 6n squareds altogether. We have the next highest degree would be over here. That's the first degree, right, because that's the first power. So negative 2n would be next, so minus 2n. And then last would be the 0 degree, 5 and 4. 5 plus 4 makes 9. There's our expression, 6n squared minus 2n plus 9. We're going to do number 7 next. Alright, so here's number 7. Same thing we just did. So we were going to write this out without the parentheses, but remember, we need to distribute this negative. This is like a negative 1 here that we need to distribute here, here, and there. So this first part, 4x squared minus 3x plus 5, will be the same when we write this out. 4x to the second minus 3x plus 5. And then when we distribute this, negative 1 times positive 3 makes negative 3 with the x squared. And then negative 1 times, looking here, we've got negative 1 times negative x. Well, remember, that's a negative 1x. So we're going to get negative 1 times negative 1 makes positive 1x. And last, we have negative 1 times negative 8. Again, negative times negative makes positive 8. And now let's look and find our like terms. So we've got x squared, so 4x squared is here, negative 3x squared is there. We have, look for the x's, we've got negative 3x is there, positive 1x is there. And we have, for the constants, 5 there and 8 there. So now let's combine them. So 4x squared, negative 3x squared is like 4, take away 3 is just 1x squared, or just x squared. Next, the highest degree, so that was the highest degree, right? Second degree. Next highest degree would be the first degree, which is here and here. So negative 3, positive 1x combines to make negative 2x. And then last, we have constants 5 and 8 adds to positive 13. Oops. Alright, so next I'm going to put up 2 U-tries. I'm expecting you to do these 2 on your U-try sheets, and I will be checking them later on. So I'm going to post them, and, oh, one second. So here are the 2 U-tries. Please pause the video, and when you replay it, I will post the solutions. So here are the solutions. You'll notice some stuff canceled out, like when you did the minus 3, this became minus 3x, that would cancel out to make 0 with a positive 3x. Same thing here. You did minus negative 13y squared makes plus 13y squared, so that would cancel out with this to make 0. But here are the solutions. Make sure you get them. So you'll start your homework now. You have the rest of the period. Stay in your seats and focus on it. Thanks.